Okay.
Joseph Turner was a watercolorist.
Hey, Internet.
Who's that? I don't...
This should be
It's
better.
like one of the
This should now be...
greatest English pastoral artists ever.
We did more...
Oh, well, yeah, okay. A lot of artists were watercolor artists.
Morris D
That's
says...
the game we're playing.
Morris D says, have you tried jiggling the cables? That is literally what I did, and I think that now works. I just jiggled
Jiggled the virtual
the
cables.
virtual cables. I'm gonna wait until people say that everything's good, and then I'm gonna restart this narration of King of Dragon Pass. Which is a game that came out in 1996 or 1997 for Windows 94, for Mac originally, and then it was ported to Windows.
I'd be -3.
Right. Jesus.
Oh my
No.
god.
Okay.
You can't say things like that.
Okay.
You can't remind us that England birthed the Spice Girls before it birthed you.
Hang on, when were the Spice Girls birthed?
Like mid-90s.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't born in 2000. I'm kidding.
I don't trust you anymore.
There once was a time when gods and people walked the earth together.
And the Spice Girls.
And also the
Wait,
Spice
I have a
In the
Girls.
days of
Girls
yore. Sorry. Carry on.
Your clan... Okay. Your clan traces its ancestry back to those times. Your clan history begins when you joined the forces of the storm god Orlanth. Back then, Orlanth was simply one of many upstart, rebellious gods bent on the conquest of the world. Orlanth's unique contributions at that time were personal honor and a close kinship to the other deities who seemed to be on the winning side. This is a picture of a wedding, I guess. Okay. After many tribulations, adventures, and discoveries, Orlanth proved himself worthy of marrying Ernalda, the Earth Mother. The two of them created the marriage ring and established great harmony in the world through this sacred bonding. Your clan took part in the wedding ceremony. Most clans either whooped with Orlanth or learned the secret from Ornalda. A few clans stood with Elmal, god of horses and the sun, as an honor guard. How did you prepare for the great marriage? Did we don gleaming armor and stand guard with Elmal to protect the celebrants? Did we whoop with Orlanth and drink the 8 known drinks so that their heads would hurt during the ceremony? Or did our women withdraw with Ernalda and learn the list of names, which they promised not to repeat to the men?
Holy shit, this game is
Whoa.
amazing.
I mean,
Also, you can get it on iPad. I don't think we mentioned
Yeah,
that,
it's on
did we?
iPad and
iOS.
is really good on iOS. It has a lot of improvements on iOS.
It's a real good car ride game, unless you get sick if you read during a car ride.
Right,
Then
exactly.
it's a real
really
good, like,
good.
10 minutes of a car ride game.
DSHS, this is not another weird Mountain Blade mod. This is King of Dragon Pass, which again was a game that came out in like 96 for Mac and was ported to Windows, and the porting is terrible. So,
Fun fact, this is the only game that ever came out on Mac first. That's not true. May as well be true, but it's probably not, mostly.
so what are we doing? Are we?
I really like 2 and 3.
Yeah, me too.
I quite like 3.
All right, we'll learn the list of names that we promised not
Janine, are you just...
I
Are you getting
I
a
don't
vote
know.
on this one?
to. Great.
I mean, I don't know.
You abstain.
I need
Yes.
votes here. We're going 3.
Number 3 reminds me of that weird, like, red tent stuff, and I'm not super into it.
Orlanth's struggle to remake the world was just beginning, when many other gods joined him in it. Orlanth undertook many wars of conquest. Other more peaceful deeds were just as important. Your earliest famous event, capital F, capital E, was 1. The Battle of Extinguished Field, when Orlanth's forces defeated those of his worst enemy, Yelm the Bright Emperor. 2. The 100-Day Hunt, where Orlanth's brother Odila tracked the Sky Bear. 3. Jested Settlement, where Ceres the Talking God outwitted foreign deities in a difficult negotiation. 4. The Procession of the Animals, where Oralda the Cow Mother led the sacred herds into Orlanth's stead. 5. When Bantar, son of Orlanth, and Ermalda harnessed oxen to plow. They harnessed oxen. I understand that means they put harnesses on oxen, but I also just like it in the more abstract verb to harness. When Ornada and her daughters went to the hidden place and then came back with many secrets. When Lenkermai, the knowing god, learned how to use the marking bone, which could mark signs of power upon anything. When Pella, the pottery goddess, made the first pot to store grain in, that kush. Or when Roitina, lady of the dance, first performed the clan-making dance.
Okay, so are we trying to get like the earliest event or like the famousest event?
Famous.
It's our first. It's our
Earliest and
earliest
famous.
famous event, related to our clan. All of these events happened, right?
It's like our,
Right.
I don't know, a thing that Romulus and Remus did
Right.
after they were born and stuff.
Exactly.
And the wolves. The thing after that.
They brunched.
Yep. They brunched.
Sure.
I vote for either 3, 4, or 8.
Procession of the Animals sounds lovely.
Uh-huh.
It does sound pretty cool.
Cow Mother does not sound lovely. Don't
Right.
summon a Cow Mother.
Well, what if she is the mother
I
of
don't
all
think
cows?
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing.
I also like 3 and 8, but could make cases for 2 and 7. Sky Bear is just a pretty awesome
the
noun
chat
guy.
is going pretty nuts for 2.
Is to the Sky Bear? Yeah.
Who is the Sky Bear?
Sky Bears are pretty good. Got it.
Plus 10 to bears.
There. Sorry, I had to do a quick tweet because the auto tweet did not go out. Oh my god.
Oh, cool.
So
Boo.
3 or 8 or 2 is what we're hearing right now.
Just
I mean,
do
the
2.
chat is
All right,
just
all right.
on 2.
All right, chat. If you say so, we'll get the Sky Bear. We'll be hunting types. Orlanth succeeded in remaking the world, and thus began the golden era called the Storm Age. Orlanth's son, Vingkot, there we go, was a famous warlord during this time. Most of the people in the area were among his followers. Many people who would not have survived to join the tribes. He was a great organizer who helped many scattered people to form new clans and tribes. Your clan was one of those that was aided by King Vingkot. After you proved yourselves robust and capable of the survival, Vingkot placed a remnant people under your protection. They were the Nalda Bin, or stick farmers. You had a choice whether to make them into thralls, slaves, or adopt them as members of your clan. How did you aid these strangers?
B,
I think we're
2.
slavers.
Option B.
Not
No one's gonna pick thralls except for a bad person.
okay.
Or
Or
I guess
somebody,
someone role-playing a bad person.
Right.
or somebody going through the game for a second time. Look, there are actually lots of instances where
Right. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Historically,
That sounds like someone who's picked thralls before.
the
I've
Ving
never played this game
the
before.
Vingkotlings.
Sorry.
Yep.
Wait. Before we continue, is this procedurally generated or is this
No,
written?
this stuff is all written. This is all based on the fantasy setting of Glorantha, which is there used to be a kind of a board game called Rune Quest. It's kind of like a D&D but a board game that was very popular. Very similar to like Hero Quest if you also played that. And then
Hero Quest was the first board game I ever played.
right. Well, there was a version called Rune Quest that had this setting involved in it. So it was a big tabletop RPG thing too. Anyway, the foes of Vingkotlings were many. Your people fought hard against them. Which one in particular did
Salty
you
Lord.
fight? Janine.
Salty Lord.
Salty Lord.
Oh, we're gonna
Salty
fucking
Lord.
die. This is the worst. This is the worst
Salty
one.
Lord.
Salty Lord of the Sea.
All right. When our fields flood
Wait,
with
wait,
salt
we
water.
haven't. We didn't even. Okay.
Hey Cameron, this is King of Dragon Pass. The Storm Age ended in disaster when the gods and creatures of
Oh, hey,
chaos
Cameron.
came and destroyed nearly everything. Orlanth and his allies fought hard against them, but chaos almost always won. Catastrophes shook the world, such as the sunfall and the rain of blood and the terrible laughing tsunami. In this era,
You know, those ones.
Those ones, you know. In this era, many gods died, and many new ones rose to prominence. The darkness got so bad that even Orlanth and his companions had to abandon humans to their own destiny. Only a few deities, either small ones or weak ones, remained at all. The world stagnated and died. Your clan, whatever its previous glory, was diminished to a ragged handful of hardy survivors.
Jesus.
Salty Lord, though.
Yeah, Salty Lord. Haort, the king, was the leader who emerged among the turmoil of the darkness. The combined efforts of Haort and his companions helped set the world in order again. He created the laws that we follow to this day. One of the great distinctions which Haort discerned among his clans was that some of them tended towards either peace or war, while others maintained a balance between these two principles. Which kind was your clan?
Balance?
War, balanced is safe. Let's start with balanced here.
All right.
That's
Yeah,
the
that counts.
it's yeah, well, All right, finally the sun rose again. While the rest of society worked to protect itself, find food, or otherwise just survive, thanks to this new harmony survive. The first priests worked to reestablish links with ancient deities. Thanks to this new harmony between people and deities, the world was slowly improved. Once the awakening process had begun, it got easier and went quicker as the gods helped wake each other up. Who was the first deity which your clan helped to awaken? None. Our ancestors were good enough. None.
Fuck that.
None, we retain the worship of our living deity, either Elmal the
That's
Loyal
all-
Thane,
Oh.
3, Aurochs the Storm Bull, or 4, Odila the Hunter. 5, we helped wake up Ornalda the Mother Goddess, Orlant the Father. 6, 7, Asaris the Talking God. 8, Linkormai the Knowing God. 9, Shalana Arroy the Healing Goddess, or 10, Uralda the Cow Mother.
I think we should be nice to the cow mother. People keep calling her the cow mother, and that's really rude. Why should we let her sleep forever?
I mean, okay, again, most of these still wake up. So it's just like, which one do we... People are yelling about the cow mother.
To an extent, I kind of don't know whether or not to go for Orlanth, just because he seems to be, the big dude.
Mm-hmm.
And we might just be like, that might help us out against the salty man.
Lumberjack Banana says, hold on now. There's a storm bull here, and we aren't picking it?
Well, as we aren't waking up the storm bull, we would be like, we don't need these old gods. Our storm bull
that
that
one's
we
already
already
alive.
have is enough.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I feel like we should wake someone up.
Pick randomly.
That's
I've always liked the trickster gods, which Isaris would seem to be.
there is a different trickster god. I promise you will like him. But Asaris is good too.
Wait, so this game's linear?
The talking god sounds
Not exactly.
boring.
Jeez.
But I mean,
It
there's
just
stuff
sounds
that you
like
kind of
just
know
like
is
the
gonna-
god of
I know because
Seinfeld.
I know from.
Janine, we're
Janine,
talking right
that's
now.
Seinfeld.
We wouldn't be talking without the talking god. It's not that it's linear, Jack. It's that I know the mythology, so I know who the trickster god is in this world. Like,
Okay, so you mean if there's a chance that he comes up?
he will
We'll
come up.
like
There's someone people in the world believe in him. Do you know what I mean? And I know right now we're talking about the history and
Oh, okay, so he'll come up
in the
he'll come up
histories.
in the sense that Talos will come up in an Elder Scrolls game.
Right.
Like you just know he's going to come up
Exactly.
sooner or later.
Exactly. It sounds like
What does the chat say?
people are talking about the Storm Bull hanging out with the Sky Bear. To remind you, Odila the Hunter was the one who got that Sky Bear. Vorpal Femme says, wake up the talking god, echoing art.
Scratty B says, "What's the deal with waking up cow mothers?"
I'm gonna wake up, I think, Orlanth, like Janine suggested, which is just like the easy...
I didn't suggest
I
that.
Oh, is that
Orlanth.
Jack? Okay, my bad. What did you suggest, Janine?
We're
you didn't,
very different.
you didn't suggest any
so
of
similar.
these.
I would have suggested Imelda the Mother Goddess just because I don't really remember how this game works in any great detail, but just from the whole, hey, we're just like a handful of really scattered people. We need to fucking get our shit settled.
Uh-huh.
To me, that
Right.
implies a need for
Sure.
fertility, both for plant growing and for baby growing.
Right.
And I'm voting for
Do we know if she's
Isaris
a
Feld.
fertility- Do we know if she's a fertility god?
I mean, she's a mother goddess.
But she's also the...
True.
It's... Yeah. Yeah.
Cameron says, "Oh sure, wake up the dad, whatever."
Vorpal
Never
Femme-
wake up dead.
Keith says, "I've got like 5 minutes before I've got to get back to recording, and all I've seen is menus, and I already know this game is gonna be dope as shit."
I think I'm gonna wake
Wait,
up...
is it not just this? Is this
It is not just
game?
this.
Is
It is
menus?
not just...
Oh.
It is not just this. It
I'm
is
having
just
fun
menus.
just here.
But I think I'm gonna wake up the cow mother, you guys. Cows are super important. Or talking.
They are actually, and
or
I do
knowing.
remember that in this game. Cows are very important.
Cows are like the most important. So I'm gonna wake up the
Crazy
cow
important.
mother. Alright.
It should really be called King of Cow Pass or Cow of Dragon Pass.
There are dragons coming
King
up.
of Cow Pass sounds like King of Cow Pats.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
Devious
true.
Vacuum has a good argument too. It's too late now, obviously. She voted Odila because Sky Bear. Us and Odila go way back. Alright. Things have been different since the dawn, 1300 years ago. Orlanth and the other gods retreated from the world, leaving it to mortals. You can still contact the gods through ritual and sacrifice, or enter their realm by reenacting their great stories about their deeds, which contain great magic. But they no longer walk beside you. When you settled in a new place, you marked... Sorry, this text is super small. You marked this great change in the world by naming your land not after a god, but after a mortal like yourselves. You called it Heortland in honor of the king who taught you how to survive during the darkness. Here we
Probably
go.
a bad move.
Yeah.
That seems arrogant.
About 600 years ago, a dragon approached you in either its own form or that of a human with a dragon soul inside it. The dragons have... Either way. I mean, there's different stories.
Flemeth style.
Flemeth style, right. The dragons had always been hostile, or at the very best, utterly uncaring. Orlanth had always been the dragon slayer. After appropriate debate, you had to choose whether to believe the dragon, to cooperate and learn what to do what dragons know, or to refuse the dragon and maintain neutrality, or to actively oppose the dragon's plans. So are we hostile, negative...
The Joker is on the table.
Neutral, yeah, or positive?
I'm always pro-dragon.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'd say don't fuck with dragons that are, like, don't make a dragon mad.
So we
Just
should be...
go
But
do what they want.
are these dragons the villains, though?
I don't know.
I mean, they look pretty villainous.
No,
in
you
that
absolutely
picture, right?
do, Austin.
No, I don't. Dragons can do... There's different ways dragons can play out in this game. One thing I'll say about this all is what we're talking about now is the history of our clan, and our ancestors will be displeased if we don't do what they did in the future. So if we were positive 600 years ago to dragons, we have to carry that forward throughout the rest of the game.
What if we're the clan that begins to forge the relationship between old gods and dragons back together
Yeah,
again?
I hit positive. Here's a new screen of dragons. Most of the people who said yes to the dragons moved to Dragon Pass, a land to the north of your home, Heartland.
Well, that's the name of the game.
It is. You stayed in Heartland.
Yeah, we won.
It was a good thing too. For a little over 200 years ago, the dragons rose up and ate everyone who lived in Dragon Pass. They ate the Orlanthi along with all the other foolish human dragon friends. For a long time, no humans went to Dragon Pass. Everyone was sure that the dragons would eat them too.
Yeah, that sounds like a problem.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Recent events in Heartland made you think twice about the abandoned land of Dragon Pass. A generation ago, a usurper who calls himself the Pharaoh came to Heartland and started... I'm just going to call it Heartland. It's close enough. Came to Heartland and started a civil war.
I call it Hortland.
Hortland? Like Portland. Yeah. Your clan was one which broke into the disputes, sometimes violent, about whether to support the Pharaoh or not. In the end, your group of dissidents decided that it would be better to risk the dangers of Dragon Pass than to stay and kill your own kin, which is the greatest sin an Orlanthi can commit. The dissidents unable to live under the Pharaoh would move northward to Dragon Pass. People of similar beliefs from other clans had already made the same decision and settled there. So you made a new clan, and made it a balanced clan, just as your ancestors had done in the days of King Hjort.
We're the ambivalent clan.
Right. Your new clan made it the dangerous trek to Dragon Pass and selected a place to live. Like the other Orlanthi refugees from Hortland, you settled in Quiviniland, a mountainous area in the southeast quadrant of Dragon Pass. You would call these lands your home, or Tula. Tradition required you to make a formal land claim. How much land did you claim? As much as we needed, no more. More than we needed to grow into. Lots more than we would probably need. Or huge tracts, far more than needed.
Tracks on tracks on tracks on tracks.
Right.
That's the equivalent of I would like all the sandwiches you have. No, all the sandwiches.
Can you make
Bring
more?
them all.
I know you have 1,000 sandwiches. Can you make a couple more?
I say more than we needed to grow into is what I say. Although I don't know, you might want to go for the big sandwich one.
I'm always a little bit more than we need to grow into. But as
You don't want to be greedy. I mean, whose land are we claiming here?
it's no one,
Really?
right?
The
That's the
dragons?
question. Who knows? The thing with this is taking too much land can really screw you because at a certain point, parts of your own populace can be like, yeah, what if we just took that land and left you and started the new clan? Like, we'll be bros, but...
Oh, right.
So I'll take a little bit more, and if we grow into it, then great. All right.
Before I get going, does this game have much replayability?
A lot.
Okay, cool.
A lot,
Right,
a lot.
so
Yeah,
I might get it.
you
on-
should. You should absolutely get it on iOS. I think it's even on sale, or it was on sale recently.
Ah.
All right. So this is everything. This is all of our history. To prepare for the marriage of Ernalda and Orlanth, your woman withdrew with Ernalda. Your clan's earliest famous event was the 100-day hunt. You added strangers to your tribe as adopted family. Your ancient enemy
Of course.
is the salty lord of the sea. Your clan was a balanced clan. Your first awakened was Uralda, the cow mother. Your attitude towards dragons was positive. You shared their knowledge. You have more land than you
Then
need
they ate us.
to grow into. What is our clan name? Does Stream Friends fit? No, Stream Friends does not fit. We could be the Stream Fry. We could be the Stream Fries.
What if it's the J-Poppers?
We could be the J Poppers. Should we be just like the J Poppers? Or should we be like the J Poppers?
Wait, I think we're talking about Japanese exo. Yeah, we would have to be the J-Poppers.
Right, because John Popper won't fit. Don't. John Popper would fit, but not the John Poppers.
What if you... I don't know, this is a terrible idea. This thing we're doing is terrible.
This is pretty terrible.
I like some of the chat suggestions.
Like
Sea Onion or Slam Dunks with a Z.
Jimmy Jams,
Jimmy
the Jimmy
Jam.
Jams, yeah.
Flag Onion.
Oh,
Swag Onion.
Swag Onion's pretty good. I don't know if it'll... Swag Onion fits. The Swag Onion is like a combination of Sea Onion and the Swag Stag family, you know?
Right.
A little crossover here. I'm gonna leave it on easy and short for this run through. In a long...
What about Swag Poppers?
That sounds gross.
It also doesn't
Like
fit.
real gross.
Oh boy.
What about the Swag Poopers?
No, it's longer. It's the same, I guess.
It's the same.
Art, that was not an improvement.
No. Alright, so in a short game, you have to just form a tribe with the other clans, which is like this big deal thing where you have organized people together and talked to other tribes and gotten them to say, okay, we're going to be one big tribe instead of a bunch of little clans. And then you have to also become elected the king or queen of that tribe and keep your rule for 10 years. In a long game, you have to do that and then unite those tribes, not just into a tribe, but all of the tribes into a bigger second thing, a kingdom, where you have to have like a super heroic leader who goes on a bunch of secondary quests, and that can take forever. For this, let's just keep it real basic, easy and short, and Swag
The
Onion.
Swag Onion way.